You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio podcast. How we doing? How we doing? Sacramento Kings, they got it done. 123-117. Beat the Golden State Warriors.
Well, that was fun, huh?
Extremely fun.
All right, so the third quarter comeback in particular, what does that say about this team?
Man, we've been resilient these last couple of weeks. We've been wanting it bad, try to dig ourselves out of the hole that we was in. We came together, and this what you get when you come together as a team.
You are one of the best in clutch time, and in the fourth quarter, you were a huge part of that third quarter run. As you continue to settle in and you guys head out for a road trip before All-Star break, what are you doing to help bring this team to the promise?
Bring it every night. These games gonna go by fast. We halfway through the season. Every game matters. Every game counts. We can't drop nothing. Now we about to go on the road for the next 2 weeks. It's gonna be another tough challenge for us. We've been trying to protect home court. Now we gotta go on the road.
The energy that Malik Monk played with tonight, what can you say about that?
It's amazing. He come through big for us, especially after he missed the dunk. We got on him a little bit, but ever since then, he gonna do what Malik do, and we pulled it off tonight.
Jamar, thank you.
Thank you.
And what you got there with De'Aaron Fox, basically, folks, is he came in tonight and he kept the scoring down. And I've always said if you can control that, and with Doug Christie, and really what Doug's doing right now, he's controlling that tempo. But the Kings have so many scores now that they can look at the game differently. And really, De'Aaron Fox really doesn't need to score. But tonight, it was a lot of action. The Warriors went up.
What a win for you guys before you head on the road, but at Golden One Center against the Golden State Warriors. You guys were down at the half 17. What was the message in the locker room?
Just continue to fight. We couldn't have played a worse first half, so just continue to fight. We knew eventually things would fall our way, and they did, and we just capitalized on that.
Keegan, I got to ask about the defense you played tonight and Keon Ellis. It's a team effort on Steph, but what was your mentality? It seemed like you guys just stuck to the game plan with Steph to limit him as much as you could.
Yeah, just trying to stay attached to him at all times, because when he gets loose, it's tough to stop him. And I take it personally because he cooked me in Game 7 for about 50 points. So every time we match up, I try my hardest to limit him.
You make it sound like it's a little easier than it was, though. Like, what's the mentality? Yes. Like, what's it take when you've got to chase this guy around nonstop?
Yeah, he's in excellent condition, so just being able to stick with him as much as possible, limit his touches, but it's no easy feat. He's one of the toughest guys to guard in the league for sure.
Down had a good sized lead, and you got to look at it. The Warriors scored 65 points in the first half. That's putting buckets in there. And when you look at it, the Kings were in that 48. So, you're down at halftime, but what happened? Honestly, the Sacramento Kings decided to play basketball, right? And one of the things Doug Christie mentioned, he says, look, guys, they're not feeling our pressure. And if you look at Doug, he's Sacramento through and through. He played on some of the best teams the Kings have ever had. And I think between Doug and Mike Brown, we're looking at a situation where Doug's just got a better relationship with the players. The players are bought in. And you want to look at what happened tonight. Obviously, you had Sabonis, who went in there. He got 26 tonight. You got him filling up. You got DeMar DeRozan, 32 points. And DeMar is really the catalyst, and DeMar can take the team where it needs to go. Honestly, if you look at it openly, I've been watching DeMar since 16 years old. I had opportunity to cover Master P. Miller Ballers. And DeMar is just a gentle giant, right? He's going to get in there. He's going to get it done. He'll fight. But his tempo is going to take you a lot of victories. And that's where De'Aaron Fox, but you also got to look at it, too. Sabonis dropped 26 points. You've got DeMar 32. Murray picked up 13. You've got Fox 14 and Monk 20. Now, the interesting thing here with Monk picking up 20, Monk was still a -8 on the defensive end. And the Warriors, they put a lot of scoring on the board. And if you look at the Warriors, they're just trying to find and search a soul. What do they want to do? The main key I see, they got to figure out how to get Dennis Schroeder in the game. But if you look at the Warriors, Wiggins went for 25. You got Curry 14. You got Buddy Hield 17. And you got Peyton went in there for 8 points. And again, Looney's a starter, But Looney played 9 minutes, 0 points, so it really didn't matter. The Warriors didn't get any help off the bench. Obviously, Lindy Waters coming in there at a -10. So that's the cautiousness of it. What did they shoot it out at? The Kings really didn't have too much problem. I mean, they took 81 shots to go 50% from the field. And you're going to look at 3-point line, they're 11 for 30. They struggle a little bit there, but they covered it up on the free throw line, 93%, going 30 of 32. We take you across the board, and I look at the other side of the stats. Well, that's a little different, right? Warriors took 92 shots. They got up more shots, no doubt about that. 46% from the field. And you got to really look at that 45% coming on the three. I mean, and then you get to the free throws. I mean, it got a little tough. So you got to look at that and say, how do we fix it, right? How do we fix it, or what do we do to get it right with the Warriors? I think you're going to have to lean on Schroeder a little bit more. But, I mean, they had a big lead and they gave it up. And the major difference coming out of just recently covering the WNBA, a lot of people always ask, what's the difference? Well, the guys know the plays, right? And when you get Christie says, look, they're not feeling our pressure. I mean, he got them to turn up the pressure, and it controlled the ball game. Now, if you want to go back to it, I'll tell you, it's going to go through Fox, right? And Fox was a +10 tonight, 14 points, right? He has too many guns around him. He's got Malik Monk, he's got Murray, he's got some bonus. I mean, you just got, and the one, you got Lyles coming off. I mean, you got to look at this, and the one that's going to really find the struggle point was a -10, played 6 minutes, which is bad for just 6 minutes of play. That's going to be Herter. Herter's going to have to find his way on the defensive end, because this one here, the Kings are dictating defense, is really dictating their offense, and the transition looks they're getting. They're knocking down shots. That's a big advantage for the Sacramento Kings. However, you can look at it a couple different ways, but nevertheless, the Kings are winning ball games, and that's what you want to see happen. But this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio podcast. All things are possible to those who believe. We're coming to you from Too Hot Sports and Rock Nation. We're getting it together, and we're going to make this thing work well. But the Sacramento Kings got a championship team. They just got to figure out what direction. If they keep this pace, they can move up in the Western Conference standings pretty quickly. Obviously, the All-Star break, everybody plays a little harder. Let's see where that goes. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio podcast. Sacramento Kings get a big win, shine the light, and let's see where they go from here. I think they're going to win a lot of ball games, but time will tell.